What's up with y'all, man? How everybody doing? How everybody feeling? I hope everybody doing well. Still going after what need to be handled. Still standing on all the business, man. Right now I'm making this video, man. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. A part of me was shying away from making this video today. It's Friday, December 12th. It's about 11 o'clock, about 11:05 or something like that. Let me see. Yeah, it's 11:05 on the dot. And like I said, a part of me was really just, shying away from making this video. The reason why is because, I could just feel, so much pressure, and so much, what's the word I'm looking for? Please give me a moment, man. Just so much pressure and just so much heat, on my back, what I'm saying, for the, manifest everything that, I've been saying I will for these years, and a part of me felt, a little bit a guilt, I could say. I felt just so much and just ashamed on, the times that, I felt like I could have did more and I should have did more, and right now, that's why I wanted to make the video, because I just felt like this is the time, more than any other time too, share with y'all what's really going on, because this real, emotions and real feelings that I have, behind just being on this journey and on this marathon. And, for me personally, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, that's why, like, every single moment and every single second count, I just want to let y'all in on my mind. That's what this video is, and I'm just thinking about how precious the moment and how precious time really is, like I said in my last video, and like I said, I don't want to be, looking at, time spent on, so many different opportunities, that could have been taken seriously, so excuse me. So like I said, I just want to make this video just in regards to, me feeling the pressure, me feeling the heat, me feeling, so many different things that need to be handled and need to be accounted for on my part, and I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. So many different nights and so many different so many different nights on so many different occasions. Y'all gotta bear with me. I'm looking to, get better with talking to y'all and, being on YouTube, and I know it will come in time and the more videos I drop. So it's all a part of the story, and it's all a part of, the journey. But like I was going to say, just so many different nights on so many different occasions, man. I done cried about, just thinking about the journey and just thinking about, how far, I have came as far as from a mental standpoint on, like, not trying to crash out and not trying to, lead myself into early destruction, but at the same time still tears because of how far, I see myself going, what I'm saying? Right now I'm standing across the street from the Rockefeller building, and John D. Rockefeller, anybody know him, y'all already know, one of America's billionaires. And I'm here at this job at LA, doing security, And, you know, me being at this job and seeing so many different people that they have just different buildings for, and seeing they got the paintings inside the buildings of these different people, you know. And like I said, John D. Rockefeller, he got his own chapel right here, his own building. Just to show you, I'm gonna show y'all the building. That's the building right there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in a biddy, so, you know, I try not to, you know, show too much, but, you know, just me looking at this building and knowing, like, you know, John D. Rockefeller, they built this place 100 years ago, you know, and just how much impact he still has on the world in general. And me thinking about how far I'm looking to go and how far I'm looking to take it, you know. I just, you know, try to look at this, you know what I'm saying, this moment that I'm in as inspiration, you know what I'm saying, and I try to, you know, take it as, you know, this is where I'm supposed to be right now, as far as, you know, here, you know what I'm saying, this is all a part of the story, you know, just like, you know, just an alignment within itself for me to be here and see this, because I honestly feel like, you know, I'm gonna tell y'all this one time, because I don't like to do too much talking on, like, you know, all my desires, but I feel like, you know, if John D. Rockefeller is somebody who, you know, reached the status of becoming a billionaire, how come I couldn't? You know, what's stopping me? And he didn't come from wealth, you know. And with me knowing there's so many different, you know, people, icons, you know, that really had an impact on the world. Me knowing that a lot of them didn't come from wealth, you know, a lot of them had to get it, you know, out the mud, and, you know, they had to work hard, they had to put their mind to it, and they had a mind that was, you know, impenetrable, you know, like a fortress, you know what I'm saying, and an immovable object, excuse me. I do have stuttering a little bit, I do be stuttering, so y'all gotta bear with me, but yeah, like, you know, they mind just being so strong that, you know, they believe in, you know, whatever they think can happen, you know. And I love to live by that as well. And times like these, you know, where I'm feeling so overwhelmed and I'm feeling so much weight within, you know, on my shoulders, you know, I try to, like, you know, look at myself and evaluate myself, and, you know, remember why I told myself I'm setting out to become great and to become, you know, someone that has his own impact on the world, and, you know, and changes the culture within my own way as well, you know what I'm saying. I honestly, you know, try to, you know, I try to talk myself into thinking in the right way whenever my mind is, you know, whenever my mind is seems like it's spiraling, or seems like it's, you know, all over the place, you know. And that's how I was feeling last night, you know. I had broke down crying, you know, just thinking about, you know, so much that's on my plate, and so much that I'm, you know, looking to so much that I'm looking to do, and so much that I'm looking to stand on, you know. It does get overwhelming. So, you know, this video is, you know, to everybody that's, you know, feeling that way, and, you know, you may have so much on your plate, you know, things you don't talk about, things you don't tell no one, you know, and you fighting your own thoughts, you know. This video is for y'all, you know what I'm saying, and for us, you know. Just look at yourself, evaluate yourself, and remember why you on this journey, you know. Because at the end of the day, man, it is you versus you, you know what I'm saying. You the one that's, you know what I'm saying, your biggest critic, you know. And that's how it is for a lot of us, you know. We put so much on ourselves, you know what I'm saying. We see ourselves in such high regard as to what we can be and who we see ourselves to be. You know, we see ourselves in such high regard. So whenever we not, you know, living up to that, you know, it gets hard and it gets frustrating, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, and even if you feeling like you falling short, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that, you know, we got to just evaluate our own minds and just keep going, you feel me? Keep on, you know, being our best friend. Keep on, you know, talking to ourselves and giving ourselves those good positive words of affirmations, just like you would do for someone else. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all, y'all could talk to y'all friends or talk to y'all family members and get them so much good advice about, you know, life and, you know, how to move forward and how to keep going. But you may not have nobody to do that for you. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, just, you know, try to do that for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Try to be there for yourself, you know, because at the end of the day, you do deserve that. You know, you deserve that. You deserve to be cared about, you know what I'm saying? And if so many others, you know, could take your words and take your they could take your words and they can take your they could take your words and they could take your I'm sorry. They could just take your words of affirmation and live bad and, you know, take your advice. You know, you can do the same. You know, take your own advice, you know what I'm saying, and talk to yourself, you know what I'm saying, and remind yourself that you are an immovable object, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, try to practice having a mind that's, you know, impenetrable, you know what I'm saying. And that's what, you know, this video is about, man. I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. I was just crying so much last night, man, you know. And I just felt like a big old, like, ball within my chest right here, you know, in my solar plex. You know what I'm saying? Just a big ball. And, you know, I was feeling so many different feelings, man. I know y'all feel it, you know what I'm saying, as well. I was feeling scared. I was feeling vulnerable, you know. I was just feeling so many different feelings, you know, because what I really want this shit so much. Like, it's on the forefront of my mind, and I'm doing everything in my power to make sure that I'm gonna be there, you know what I'm saying? And I evaluate my past and I look at, you know, the things that I did wrong, and I refuse to keep, you know, doing the same things, because that is the definition of insanity, you know. So I just want y'all to know, man, if you ain't got no one, man, y'all know I'm here. Y'all could comment on this video no matter when you seeing this video, because right now I'm just dropping these videos, you know what I'm saying, just for something to look back on and, you know, smile at. And, you know, for y'all, whenever y'all watching it, y'all could look back at the journey and be like, damn, he really did everything he said he was gonna do, you know. So yeah, I just want to share that with y'all, man. Let's keep going, let's keep striving, man. And, you know, sooner rather than later, we keep going, we keep on, you know, doing everything right, and we keep on, you know, cutting out the distractions and being 120% focused on what's the task at hand. I promise you, we gonna get there, man. Like I always say, I never ever put my 100% effort in something and wasn't able to achieve it. So let's keep doing that. Let's live by that, man. Let's keep going, man. I appreciate y'all for listening. I appreciate y'all for watching, man. And we gonna keep going, man, for sure, for sure.